Malawi, one of the poorest countries in the world, is threatened by climate change-related calamities such as floods and droughts. Coping with climate change is increasingly becoming necessary in this country. This is Chididi, a high-lying area in Sanje district which has been experiencing droughts due to climate change. With support from Church Action Relief and Development Card, the community here is determined to survive such harsh conditions by coming up with adaptation strategies to climate change and rehabilitate their environment. Previously, this area was extensively cultivated, but due to persistent droughts, the residue moisture which supported this cultivation is no longer available. Therefore, the intervention in this area was about capturing water from streams, especially during the rainy season, as well as engaging in integrated farming, which includes aquaculture. Village headman Massimo explains about rain harvesting.
Usually when it rains, most of the water just passes through, since this is a high-lying area. So we built weirs and blocked some streams to capture water. We also dug infiltration trenches where the captured water is then diverted to.
When the harvested water reaches these infiltration trenches, it soaks down to recharge the water table and in turn enhance the much-needed residue moisture. The positive impacts of this intervention have started being visible. The vegetation that lie between the infiltration trenches is doing fine. Even the community, out of their own initiative, felt it was possible to use the very same water to do direct irrigation.
As of now, things are moving well here. We grow crops throughout the year. We have managed to win back our environment, and hunger is a thing of the past.
The community is also using the same harvested water to engage in aquaculture. This community has managed to rehabilitate their environment and have successfully adapted to climate change and variabilities and attained food security thanks to this intervention. On the other side of Sanje district is Nyamula, a lower-lying area on the banks of the Shire River. The community here uses canalization system for irrigation, where water is taken from the Shire River to the canals. But with climate change, there's been persistent flooding almost every year. When it floods, the canals are filled with silt, so much that every year the community has to come and remove the silt, which in most cases is equal to re-excavating the canal network. Responding to this challenge, the community, with assistance from CARD, want to lay big PVC pipes and bury them in the canals. Concrete wells with concrete leads will be built, so that when it floods, the walls of the well would not be affected. After the floods, the community would simply go and remove the concrete leads and carry on with their irrigation. We are now heading for Mulanje district, one of the heavily deforested areas in Malawi. The people here depend on firewood for their fuel. We meet Odharia. She's on her daily routine of scavenging for firewood.
This place is so deforested. There's a problem of firewood, and I have to walk miles in search of the wood.
Back at the village, Odharia uses the traditional methods of preparing fire, commonly known as the three-stone fire. But this method consumes a lot of firewood, and after this meal, Odharia will have to go back to the forest in search of more firewood for the evening meal. Responding to the alarming levels of deforestation, the community here is molding and encouraging the use of energy-saving clay stoves. Research by the Program for Biomass Energy Conservation (PROBEC) in Mulanje has shown that these clay stoves can use up to 95% less firewood than the traditional three-stone fire method. Agnes Mbawa is a community leader here, and she's been using these clay stoves and testifies their energy-saving abilities.
Long time ago, before I started using this clay stove, I used to use a lot of firewood. But this clay stove consumes less firewood. As the heat is used more efficiently, cooking goes faster compared to the three-stone fire method. Actually, by using less firewood, these stoves are helping to prevent further deforestation, which is a big problem here.
The documentary which I've seen here is produced by CURE, and CURE's role is a coordination of all NGOs which are working in environment and natural resource management, but also adaptation to climate change issues. Like in this documentary, we've seen the showcase of what the CURE partners are doing in activities of adaptation to climate change. As demonstrated here, you can see that adaptation to climate change is the key to assisting local communities in improving their livelihood strategies.